Okay, we are here, guys. And give me 1 second here. Let's go ahead and drop the intro. We are waiting to see if we have any good news or not. Hopefully we will get it. This is mostly just to show you guys. Oh, Turtle Rich, hold on. All right, guys.
All
This,
right.
this is to show you, Rich. We can't hear you. This is to show you guys what is going. Oh, we got our first opinion.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
All right,
No
I can.
audio.
Let's see what we have here. Hopefully, we get some good news today, but this is to show you. All right, I'm going to share my screen here, and we can see what is going on. All right, so basically, what we are looking for here is we got our first decision of the day, which is Berger versus North Carolina State Conference of the NAACP. Give me 1 second. I'm going to switch over my other monitor here. So that's not the decision that we want. But if you look, there's a few different things you can see. Do you see where under the category that says R, there's a bunch of R numbers and there's a blank here. That means that there's more decisions to come, and we will find out more decisions in 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes, the Supreme Court will drop a decision. I'm trying to get my other monitor up here so I can make it a little bit easier. So this is to show you guys what is going on because and look, I didn't even add it. All right, let me do this again. All right. If you look right here where it says R numbers, they have R numbers next to each one. The one that just dropped does not have an R number. So what that means is that they're not done issuing opinions yet. What they
John,
do,
can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
What they do is when they are done issuing opinions, they will assign R numbers to everything. So this is at the Supreme Court's website, and you go to
Is R for ruling?
yeah, yeah. So
I. All right. So kings make rulings. Courts make decisions. So I got a problem with that. But NG, does that mean no good?
what? What are you talking about?
No, I'm. Oh, I'm looking at R and then NG. What's
Oh
the
no,
NG?
that is the Supreme Court justice's initials.
Oh, okay.
So
So
basically,
R for Roberts, NG for who's NG?
come on.
Oh, is that first name initials?
Well, no, it's first name, last name.
All right, so who's NG?
Come on. Who wants to tell Rich who NG is? Neil Gorsuch.
Oh, Neil Gorsuch. Oh, I'm like N. I'm like, I just got mental blocked on that. I would never be able to do Wheel of Fortune.
Okay, what this does, it goes in reverse order, reverse seniority order. So we can eliminate like people or we can add people. So yeah, so you can eliminate people or add people. And if you click on here, so this is, you can basically tell which way it goes by whose opinion it is.
So you're saying Berger versus North Carolina, Neil
In
Gorsuch.
NAACP.
So that should be um, a conservative decision.
Is it? Yes, it's a conservative decision. Okay, basically, this is a voter ID law case. And the NAACP, the whole point of this case was, can the states can the states participate in federal court to defend how do can the state okay, basically North Carolina was getting sued by the NAACP over their voter ID law. It was defended by the AG of North Carolina. The Republicans in the legislature wanted to step in and help defend it. The NAACP thought that they can't do that. So, in some lower courts thought they couldn't do that either. So this is basically saying that the legislatures can intervene to not only Republicans, any of them, because this applies more than this case. So the legislature can step in and intervene and enter into a case. They don't have to just sit back and let the AG do it. The NAACP on this. This is what website is this? Supreme Court dot.
Can you drop the
.gov.
URL in the chat?
Yeah, supremecourt.gov. I will do that right now. And this goes right to the opinions. So we should have the next opinion, but I think it's critical that we all learn about this stuff and how this stuff works. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get the decision today. So every 10 minutes, they drop another decision. Hopefully we get it today, because I don't know, like, we have to get it today. Necessary Arms drops a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, buddy. And I'm gonna share. I'm gonna stop sharing this screen for a second. I'm going to show you something else. This calendar up here shows you the different dates. Yellow is opinion days. That's what we are waiting on, an opinion, and we got to start refreshing. So I'll come back to this. So let me go back over to opinions of the court. And what we're going to do now is refresh. Because any second now, we're going to get... SCOTUS blog is a very good website, by the way. The blog that just covers Supreme Court cases. In the legal sphere, it's one of the... After this, if we don't get it, I'll go back to the calendar and explain that a little bit more. No, this is not clickbait. Just wait. We should get it today, and I will show you why. Nance versus Ward, no R number, which means we are going. Okay, so we got Nance versus Ward here. Now let me show you why I don't think it's clickbait. And Kavanaugh wrote this decision, so. All right. So this calendar right here that we're looking at. Yellow is opinion issuance days. Oh, they issued. Oh, wow. It could be tomorrow too. Oh, they just issued this.
Oops.
They just changed this today. So, up until 2 minutes ago, there was only one day here. So they just
Well,
added a
it
day for
just
issuance of
seems.
opinions.
All right. So, is there a strategy to this?
There
To
is
Because how many decisions are we waiting for? We're waiting for like 30 and change, I believe.
no, like it's not officially said, but just wait, Warrior Wolf. I'm gonna change the title of my stream to "Will We Get?"
Mm. Also, so as far as the federal government calendar goes, there's the 2 week July break coming up because these guys have to go plant their fields or harvest their fields, right?
Yeah. I'm going to change the title right now, guys. But yeah,
So
they changed the title. Today was supposed to be the final day of.
the final, but they're making tomorrow the final. But it
Yeah, because it
typically
has to come out.
DC. John, tell me if I'm wrong. Pretty much everybody on DC leaves noon on Thursday, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised that they added a
At
date.
at any week. So the justices very likely will not be in the courts 2 hours from now.
Yes.
As far as releasing decisions, it's do clerks actually have stacks of paper and walk out onto the steps of the Supreme Court and hand the decisions out, or no?
No, they report them online.
So there's no reason for anyone having anything to do with the Supreme Court to be on site.
Well, they are on site today. If you look at this calendar,
Right,
the green is a conference day, which they
right.
and today they are discussing one of the things that they are discussing and they're debating whether to take is the bump stock case.
So what I'm getting at is very likely past, noon today, there will be nobody at the courts for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah. This
And
is
I'm gonna assume the New York pistol rifle case and Roe v. Wade comes out tomorrow, where nobody's in town.
no. I think
So
one will probably
you
come out
wanted
today.
really? Because I'm just guessing, and again, not that I know a whole lot about this. I'm, a viewer of this crap and just theoretically wargaming it. That these people would rather be out of town when protesters do stupid stuff.
Well, that's why I think. I don't think they're. I mean, I think the big decision is going to be. Um, to us, we know what it is. We know what our
Right.
what we view the big decision is as. but to other people, it's not. Yep.
All right, what is Walt Anderson saying? He's saying breaking New York ceded to legalize CCW on their own outside of the home SCOTUS rule on the this is totally real and not made up to troll you.
That does, yeah. That he's trolling. See, he's trolling you guys. The opinions are already written, and the website is for some reason the Supreme Court.
Trollthedecision.com.
My sources made it the fuck up. All right.
Well,
All right.
New York did do something similar to
but that was before the decision.
Right.
It's too late
Right.
now.
Right, because they're like, hey, we'll concede something to prevent the court from, changing policy, and that would be worse for us because it looks like we're going to lie.
Yes. So we are still waiting here.
I mean, it looks like we're going to lose. I said lie, lose.
Yeah, but I mean, we're gonna get it this week, hopefully today. I changed the title because they added the day. Apparently they added that this morning. I totally missed it. Court site is not working right now. Uh-oh.
Well, yeah, either it's DDoSed or it's just totally overwhelmed by people trying to pull down web pages.
Up until like a couple hours ago, apparently this was the last day. So guys, just stick around.
So, all right, Andrew McLeod, I saw this story this morning. He says, and yes, Dianne Feinstein added an amendment to the bill trying to be passed.
Yeah, that's gotta not. That's not that amendment won't be voted in.
I really have a lot of, well, I guess maybe hope is the only thing I have at this point. I was going to say I have a lot of hope that, but realistically, I'm hoping that this there is some F up that prevents this Gun Control Act from going through.
Just going through.
And what pisses me off is we have many traitors on the Republican Party. Both my senators, Rubio and Scott, were allowed not to vote yes on this, but were perfectly willing to do so. And Scott was
let
like,
me just correct. Next Monday is not a decision day; it's an order issuance day. They're gonna issue whether cases have will be granted a writ assert, which means the Supreme Court will hear it.
all right, so Forced 59 says red flags equal stop and frisk on steroids. So the way stop and frisk works, this was more of like an Israeli intelligence technique. The cops would watch for visual cues. If they saw somebody that looked suspicious or acted odd around the police, they would stop them and ask them questions and watch their eye movement and their reactions to things. They'd be like, hey, you got any weapons? You got a grenade? You got this? You got a rocket launcher? And they would watch for visual cues from the person on behavioral things on how they reacted. people talk about stop and frisk, and even friends of mine talk about stop and frisk in a bad way, and don't fully understand what they were doing. I Stop and frisk brought homicides down from 2,000 a year in New York City down to 400 a year.
I still
And
don't like stop and frisk.
the people that
All right,
were
we
getting
got Vega versus. Okay, we're back up. The next decision is that one, and we are back, guys. G-Webs, we are waiting to see if the decision comes in today. They did add another day tomorrow. And we'll just have to do this tomorrow.
all right, so stop and frisk was kind of a psyop, understanding the perp and then frisking them based on their reactions to questions.
New York.
And the people that were getting saved, the lives that were getting saved, were majority minorities.
I still don't like it.
I'm kind of in a gray area on that one.
don't
I
think
understand your
cells
civil
are killed,
right.
by the way, go ahead. No,
I understand your infringement on liberties, and
I just don't like it, and I'll never like it. We're gonna have to disagree on this because I feel
no, and I'm not saying
extremely passionate about that.
yeah, and I'm just explaining it. I'm not saying I'm for it.
People are calling you a FUD.
No, and rightly so.
Yeah, I just think, you know what I always say about dangerous liberty versus
correct, and that's
dangerous
more
liberty
dangerous
versus
freedom. Yeah,
dangerous freedom versus peaceful servitude.
mm-hmm.
And I think stop and frisk violates the 4th and 5th Amendment, and it was abused a lot.
Oh, and of course it would be.
Because it wasn't just like, oh, they got suspicious. They frisked a lot of people who had like nothing. Just imagine if you're walking down the street minding your own business and someone comes
I'm
up
with
and
you.
says, "Hey, where are you going?" And you're like, "That's none of your business." Oh, that's suspicious. Let me frisk you.
Yeah, I'm explaining how it was supposed to work. If you're saying, "Hey, I'm frisking these next 10 people," that's all wrong. And again, if I said I was for it, I'm for the suspension of your civil liberties, as many people have pointed out. So,
Yeah, I think the crowd is more on my side than your side.
there's not a my side, your side.
Yes,
I
there
just
is.
was explaining stop and frisk. Necessary Arms says I've been stopped and frisked, not a fan. And Luigi, again, I need to write StreamYard and see if they could make something so Luigi's posts just go straight out onto the screen. I don't know if I'm allowed to say what profession Luigi's been in, but those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. I believe that was Benjamin Franklin.
Okay. Oh, by the way, the last decision that was dropped was written by Alito.
Okay. Oh, civil forfeiture? Are you kidding me?
Thank you.
Holy!
Civil forfeiture. They just jobbed. Yeah, ammo is currency. Civil forfeiture is one of the most evil things that there is. It's policing for profit, and I hate civil forfeitures, and I have talked about that extensively.
Yeah,
Who
civil
is this Elmer
forfeiture.
Fuddworks? That would be Flying Rich.
Oof, oof.
One love, and that was from Gary Jean.
I don't
And
know who
One
Gary
Love
Jean is.
says, more love for both John and Rich. Thanks, guys. Thank you. One Love. Yeah. Okay. Let me explain this. It goes in reverse seniority of the Supreme Court justices. So Alito is that's who wrote that.
Ooh, I'm getting some hate from G-Webs.
So Alito has released his decision. So
Who was it a decision?
what's that?
I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
So since Alito dropped it, the rest of the decisions we can get today can only be from Breyer, Thomas, or Roberts. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. Hold the line, Patriot says civil forfeiture is evil. I had $3,000 stolen from me by cops on my way to buy a dirt bike off Craigslist. Who knows? They probably set up the Craigslist ad.
Yes. There was one case of civil forfeiture, and I don't want to get off on a whole civil forfeiture rant, but it was a sheriff that was going to buy a pickup truck for $25,000, got stopped by another jurisdiction, and they took his money, and he was a sheriff.
Whoa. Whoa.
It's really ridiculous because they don't charge you; they charge the money.
So by that token, if my Tesla speeds, they should charge the car.
You know,
The mental gymnastics that they go through on civil forfeiture is nuts.
well,
And
they get it's a revenue scheme.
yes, and the dollar amount taken by civil forfeiture is greater than all theft added up. So
I mean, they take billions a year.
the police are stealing more than all of the criminals in the country added up together.
Yep. All right. 10:29. Time to start refreshing.
Dun dun dun. Oh yeah. In California, they're stopping armored trucks and civil forfeiture the medical weed deposits.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You want me to read this? Riptide,
Yeah.
hey! I bet the case will drop tomorrow since it's an opinion release day, and what a perfect time to drop something controversial.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. I think the
honestly,
Roe versus Wade will drop tomorrow
yeah,
because that
Barr I think is
affects
going to
more
drop today.
people. I think the New
I don't
York
think they're
State
going to drop.
case, unless
I
they
mean,
drop both today. I mean tomorrow.
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't see them dropping both tomorrow. Hopefully not. New member, thank you. Best training day for becoming
Channel
a new
member,
member.
channel member.
There you go. So while we're waiting for this to refresh, we trolled Rich last night.
Oh Jesus!
I played that I disguised my voice and I was a YouTuber named Brian O'Connor who drove an R34 right-hand drive Skyline. And then Rich finally Googled Brian O'Connor R34 Skyline and figured it was, oh, and we're done.
Like, who's
New
this
York State
idiot?
Pistol Rifle Association. We got it.
And it's Thomas.
We got it.
T is for
It
Thomas.
is Thomas. Frick yeah.
Oh, we know the story.
F you all who said I was trolling when I said I was coming out today. We got it. 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 It's Thomas.
Oh.
Let's open this bitch up and read it. Oh my God, it's crashing.
I'm going to cry.
It is crashing. We got it. We got it. We got it. Woo! I got to call Olson.
What do you got to call Olson? Olson already knows. What are you talking about?
No, he's working on something. I can't say what.
Oh, yeah? Uh-huh.
Let's see.
Would Cody Wilson know GOA's internal business?
Not all of it. Why?
Just curious. Because Cody predicted something's going to happen tomorrow.
Wait, we can't read it. It's crashing. It's Thomas, though. We got it, G-Webs, and it's Thomas. We can't fucking read it, though.
What? Curl, man. Do a curl. Copy the URL. Curl.
I gotta notify Jared here. Yeah, I want everyone who said I was clickbaiting what I said. And we can't read the damn thing. That's all. That's a crappy thing.
So Chris Merritt says, hopefully this sets a precedent for all the blue courts in America and they stop and yeah, I doubt it. I mean, logically, yes. Yes. Ethically, yes. But heck no. They're still going to own their own little fiefdom. And it just, I don't know what information comes out unless it's questions or so, but it seems like New York State was prepping for this because there were news articles that they're going to ban firearms in subways. You know, subway's going to be a gun-free zone, which again means only the criminal will have a firearm. So unless they put a cop and a metal detector in front of every entrance and everybody single files into a subway.
Okay. The basically proper calls does violate the Constitution.
Can you explain that?
Basically, Thomas rules that here's the intro. The Second and 14th Amendment protects the individual's right to carry a handgun for self-defense outside the home.
So this smacks down, well, I mean, can they say the subway? I mean, the subway's outside the home. The school is outside the home. Schools are gun-free zones. Can they just as easily make a subway a gun-free zone? How does this affect Chicago? Is the next question.
It affects everyone. I got the decision up here. I'm reading through it right now. It affects everyone. It cites Heller. This is the most important, probably, Supreme Court decision on the Second Amendment in the history of everything.
In a 6-3 decision written by Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court struck down New York State law that says you can't own a gun without a permit. 6-3, that's not a 5-4, that's a 6-3.
Yep. Yep. All right. I'm reading this, guys. So basically, this is the most important decision in the history of gun owners. Yep. This is very, I'm just so pumped, guys. You have no idea. Give me 1 second, guys. Rich, keep on talking.
I got it up also.
All right, read the article while I'm finishing this up.
So, New York State. So, what he's saying is New York State's proper cause requirement violates the 14th Amendment, preventing law abiding citizens with ordinary self defense needs from exercising their Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms in public for self defense. They're citing DC versus Heller, Heller and McDonald. Historical analysis can be sometimes be difficult and nuanced, but reliance on history to inform the meaning of constitutional texts is more legitimate and more admirable than asking judges to make difficult empirical judgments about the cost and benefits of firearm restrictions, especially given the lack of expertise in the field. That's McDonald 561, plurality opinion. Federal courts tasked with making difficult empirical decisions regarding firearm restrictions in under banner of intermediate scrutiny often defer to determinations of legislators, while judicial deference to legislative interest balancing understandable and elsewhere appropriate is not deference that the Constitution demands here. The Second Amendment is the very product of an interest balancing by the people, and it is surely elevates above all other interests the right of law-abiding, responsible citizens to use arms for self-defense, and that's Heller. They go on to talk about Heller. Here's to determine whether a firearm regulation is consistent with the Second Amendment. Heller and McDonald point toward the least two relevant metrics first, whether modern and historical regulations impose comparable burden on the right of armed self-defense, and second, whether that regulatory burden is comparably justified because individual self-defense is an central component of the Second Amendment right. These two metrics are central considerations when engaging analogical inquiry, and that's McDonald. I'm going to skip through. They keep talking about Heller and McDonald. All right, so the burden then falls upon respondents to show that New York State proper cause requirement is consistent with the nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. To do so, respondents appeal to a variety of historical sources from the late 1200s, early 1900s, but when it comes to interpreting the Constitution, not all history is created equal. Constitutional rights are enshrined with the scope they were understood to have when the people adopted them. Again, going back to Heller, the Second Amendment was adopted in 1791, the 14th in 1868. Historical evidence that long predates or post dates their time may not illuminate the scope of the right. With these principles in mind, the court concludes that the respondents have failed to meet their burden to identify an American tradition justifying New York's proper cause requirement. In other words, F you, you can't regulate that stuff. I'm going to read for a second here. So these subsequent paragraphs are backing up the first paragraph there.
Yep.
So I'll read this one. Only after ratification of the Second Amendment in 1791 did public carry restrictions proliferate. Respondents rely heavily on these restrictions, which generally fell into three categories: common law offenses, statutory prohibitions, and surety statutes. None of these restrictions imposed a substantial burden on the public carrying analogous to that imposed by New York State licensing regime. I kind of hate how that sounds. I mean, it's for us, but it says because it doesn't pose a burden, which kind of pisses me off. You know, it's kind of like a test to vote doesn't necessarily impose a burden, is kind of what they're saying. Whereas that has been determined illegal, you know, voting tests. Let's see.
Yeah. But this is a good day, though.
All right, so this is a big freaking deal. Oh, and you know what's going to happen later today?
What's that?
The Gun Control Act. So we can do the whole victory lap here, you know, run around yelling, dude, that we
got to do a victory lap, dude. We have to do a victory lap. By the way, the people that said I was clickbaiting, can I get my apology now? I'm just joking. I mean, it made sense. I mean, I was willing, like, even if they added another day, which was always a possibility when I did this, the bigger case, maybe not to us, but to the general public, is the Barr case, which is the Roe versus Wade overturn case that was leaked. That's the bigger case for most people.
All right, so the parties nevertheless dispute whether New York State's licensing regime respects the constitutional right to carry handguns publicly for self-defense. In 43 states, the government issues licenses to carry based on objective criteria, but in 6 states, including New York, the government further conditions issuance of a license to carry a citizen showing some additional special need, because the state of New York issues public carry licenses only when an applicant demonstrates special need for self-defense. We conclude the state's licensing regime violates the Constitution. Boom.
Yep. Riptide said, "Here you go. You earned it. Now update the video title. It was no longer might come in today." Well, this is why I know, like, even if they're going to add another day, it was going to come in today because Barr was a bigger case overall. And they're not going to release the 2 biggest cases on the same day. So that means that one had to come in before the other one. And Barr, since that Barr is the bigger case, that's going to come in. Plus, the justices are at the Supreme Court today.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a conference day. And they're not going to want to be there when Barr comes in.
So I want to know, is Riptide contributing to Crumpy or my channel? Or actually, it could be Dark's channel, too.
It could be.
So Riptide Reels, here you go. You earned it. Now update the video title. It's no longer might come in today. Cool. Thank you, guys. And Riptide Rails, so if you're printing stuff, I can't show you anything. I only have completed items here. Yeah, if you're printing stuff, go to Riptide. Riptide Rails. Let's see. Is it Riptide Rails? I can't tell you the dot part.
Hey, Rich. Now when we hang out in New York at our New York places.
Yes, it's Riptide Rails. And actually, I'm working on the item predominantly viewed. Actually, ooh, all right. So the first
Yes,
item
go ahead
that
and do
pops
that.
up is the arc. So I'm working on another arc right now.
What we do, Riptide, is whoever gets the super chat gets the super chat. Hold on for 1 second. Chad, what's up, man? You want to jump on the stream? I'm going to my main channel. So I'll send you the link to jump on. All right, cool. Bye. We're going to be joined by Chad from JM Tactical, one of my favorite holster company, and basically they sent out a press release yesterday that was pretty brutal towards Cornyn and stuff.
Cornyn, what a piece of crap! There's 14 pieces of crap out there.
So let me just send this over to Chad from JM Tactical. He will be joining us.
Dark says send him the link.
I'll send it to Chad and Dark then.
Okay. So a lot of this I'm not going to read because it's more legal mumbo jumbo, citing specific, laws or precedent. I think the defining. Let me just cruise back. Where is it?
When will they repeal the GFA and NFA Hughes? Well, if they repeal NFA, they don't have to I'm gonna call my brother-in-law. I'll be like, yo.
I'll read again what I think the important part is. So this is the bottom of page 7. The parties nevertheless dispute whether New York's licensing regime respects the constitutional right to carry handguns publicly for self-defense. In 43 states, the government issues licenses to carry based on objective criteria, but in 6 states, including New York, the government further conditions the issuance of a license to carry a citizen showing some additional special need. Because the state of New York issues public carry licenses only when an applicant demonstrates a special need for self-defense, we conclude the state's licensing regime violates the Constitution. I think that's the money line right there. Unfortunately, I'm in the constitutional carry absolutist portion. I think you're a human, you're a citizen, you have the right to carry. That's where I end up.
Yep. Dark, you have the link, and Chad has the link too.
So yeah, Joshua McGillis says sounds like shall issue. So
yeah, it is shall issue.
And this is a shall issue for the United States.
It's a shall issue. Yes. Every state is now shall issue. Which means I'm gonna get my New York carry permit. It's a perfect time to go ahead and pass constitution. To pass let's see who we have here. We have Chad. Kiefer just walked out.
Hey, how's it going, man?
What's up?
How's it going?
Oh, good. How are you?
Hopefully it keeps being a good day.
Yes.
I wish it was constitutional carry. But here's the thing, right? People said that I was clickbaiting. and said it wasn't going to come out today. Blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, no, it's going to come out today.
And it come out today, right? You talking about the Supreme Court decision?
Yep. Hold on for 1 second. 1 second.
Actually, McKinsey, she just sent me that link.
Just give me 1 second here. I got to download this. I got to get this over to. I already did that. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's a good day. People said that, but I told Chad that, and Chad would tell you when I was talking to Chad, I'm like, I think this is well, I said it's gonna come out today.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was actually sitting at my desk a while ago, like 5 minutes ago, or hell, even 3 minutes ago. I was doing some stuff on the computer. I got a text from McKinsey, this works for JM4, and it come through, and I was like, huh. And I was like, I better call John.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to get bar tomorrow, and then the cities are going to bar. I don't know what's going to happen, but they were not going to release bar on a conference day just because they don't want to be in town. They want to be safe and sound and not in the Supreme Court. Crush it. Got G Web says question: has Richard's stance on stop and frisk changed now that gun laws that all gun laws are illegal? I don't think they said all gun laws are illegal.
No.
No, I mean I honestly believe the Second Amendment is my permit. Actually, fuck y'all. I don't need a permit. I have a God-given right to defend myself with whatever means I find necessary. And that's the Second Amendment doesn't give you the right, and you don't need a permit. And I guess kind of being a purist on the free man don't ask, but I do have a permit in the state of Florida.
And that goes back, Texas has permitless carry is what we call it. Only lawmakers call it constitutional carry because, constitutional carry wouldn't have restrictions. And unfortunately, Texas has restrictions. But you can legally walk down the street, you can go to a public park, you can do all that carrying your gun. You can be out in public, but when you enter a private business, that business is there, privately owned business, whether it's a corporation or whatever, then they have, you're kind of stepping into their business. So they are able to put up 30-06, 30-7 signs. They're able to put up 30-5 signs, which 30-5 signs say you can't carry in there without a permit. Now, we don't really see a lot of and then TABC stepped in and said, hey, we're gonna make everyone that sells alcohol, in which TABC is our alcohol Nazis. We're going to make everybody that sells alcohol put up 30-5 signs. So now it's automatic Class A trespassing when you walk into somewhere selling alcohol. Okay. They kind of took the rights of the business owner away at that point. And
wow.
I do believe 100% if you own a business, you have the right to say, hey, I want guns in here. I don't want guns in here, because it just like that's their freedom. That's the business owner's freedom. But it's also our freedom to say, hey, if you don't want guns in there, I'm not shopping there. So
I agree with you.
That's a two-way street. But when you have TABC,
we vote with our money.
Yeah. But when you have TABC, which is a government facility, a state-run organization, they come in and they say, okay, anybody that sells alcohol in the state of Texas has to have 30-5 signs. It used to be a felony, but blue signs, it used to be a felony if you didn't have a permit and you walked in there. And when we passed permitless carry, they said, hey, now we're going to make it a Class A misdemeanor. Well, the problem with making it a Class A misdemeanor, automatically there's no ticket, there's no nothing, is the Texas state statute says that you cannot be committing anything above a Class C misdemeanor to claim self-defense. So what are you committing if you're inside of a convenience store, you don't have a permit where they sell alcohol, you're committing a Class A. So Could you beat that in court? Sure. I don't know, really. It just depends on what town you're in or what county you're in Texas. But you're immediately committing a Class A trespassing because you're in there with a gun, because you can't commit a crime and claim self-defense.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're taking the rights of the business owners, like that convenience store that's owned or family owned. They're taking the rights away from them business owners, saying, hey, I can't let you're making me tell my customers they can't come in here if they don't have a permit. Now, if you have a permit, you can go in as long as they don't have the 30-6, 30-7 signs, which is up to the store owner. But if you do not have a permit, you cannot go in anywhere that sells alcohol. That's restaurants. That's Sam's. That's Walmart. Okay. I have a problem with that because you're taking the rights away from the business owner to tell his customers, yes, I want guns or no guns.
Yeah, I mean, they can put up signs in Virginia, but the signs do not have force of law. So
they have force of law here.
Well, in Virginia they don't. So you can put up a sign that says no guns. I can walk in there. I mean, they can ask me to leave, but they can't call the cops and like have me, charged with anything. Yeah. We're gonna go back. We gotta read that. There was one more before that. I'm gonna give a Wolverine for both of these. And this is from Walt Anderson. And he says, does Richard's God-given right to self-defense extend to defending himself from cops that stop and frisk? Rich said that we had a little debate on stop and frisk. And ammo is currency. So hold on, we got to read this one, Rich. Oh, you can read this one.
All right. So if a cop sees you carrying in public, should you be allowed to stop and frisk you because you might be prohibited? No.
Texas, they cannot stop and ask you for identification. They cannot stop and ask you if you have a license. They cannot stop and search you. Just because you're wearing a gun. They don't have it's unconstitutional. I mean, they're not allowed to. They're not allowed to stop you and say, hey, I see you got a gun there. Can I see your license? They're not allowed to do that here.
Okay, so basically, I'm gonna read a couple quotes from the judges. Brett Kavanaugh said, "Why isn't it good enough to say I live in a violent area and I want to defend myself?"
Oh, Jesus!
What?
Well, again, that's saying, "Hey, I need a cause to carry." How about I'm an American? He was like, and the Second Amendment protects my right.
No, but he was talking about what's up, Dark from DLD after Dark. Check out his channel.
Oh, you're saying with respect to app?
No, you're with respect because that's one of the people that filed said I live in a violent area.
But again, the Second Amendment is supposed to protect your right to carry, and
that's
I don't
what
think
they're saying. Bears
any test. I understand.
But one of the things he was saying is why isn't that good enough? Or how is this consistent with the core of the right to self-defense Alito asked during the trial? Which is basically saying, about that. Dark, can you say something?
Yeah, sorry. I'm getting to a spot where I can pull off because for some reason, every time I hop on when I'm behind the wheel, and I apologize that I am driving, but it doesn't do too well. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, first off, I'd like to say I'm excited. Not only am I excited because I'm currently carrying a JM4 tactical holster, I'm also excited. I have one.
I took my little...
Am I the only one without a JM4?
I'll get you one.
Yeah, probably.
I'm carrying my little thing right there. I'm not going to pull it up too much, but this is what's usually in there, and that's my Glock 43X that I usually carry in this. And this is my favorite holster. And you guys... Oh, the Relic
43X. Yeah, I'm running the Relic today.
oh my God! If I only, man, those things are gorgeous.
I'm running it.
Yeah. So I am carrying a 43X as well in a JM4 tactical holster with 21 rounds in it in business clothes, and that's man. If that's not a testament to these holsters, I can't tell
I
you
got
what is.
my 15 round shield arms.
Oh, that's what I need. Do they make the nice? Do you guys make the like single mag holders with the neodymium magnet or with the magnet?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I
That
need
will
to get.
match your holster.
Oh man, yeah. If I could get one of those for the double stack lock 9mm and one of those for the shield mags, dude, those are awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. But just one of the things I wanted to bring up since we have JM4 Tactical on, you guys released a press release yesterday,
Yes.
basically going after Cornyn, savagely going after Cornyn, basically saying that you don't care if they're Republicans or Democrats, if they vote for guns, they got gun control, they got to go.
Yep, they do. They need to go. We
Yep.
are one of the very few companies out there that are starting to stand up to the politicians that are voting us, voting against the people that are customers. They're voting for things that are not good for our customers, and if they're not good for our customers, they're not good for us. And that's the way we see it. I mean, we either make our money now and then not do nothing and not have a business in 5 or years, or we stand up and we start fighting and we start challenging other Second Amendment companies to stand up and fight with us and donate money and try to bring awareness to what's going on. And we all continue to stay in business because we continue to have our rights to carry. So when you spend money with us, you do know your money's going back into this 2A community. We do donate. We do things to help not just children, but help fight for our rights.
Yeah, you guys donated 20,000 to GOA. And this is why I bring it up. Everyone out there, I was so touched by the JM4 calling out other companies. I want everyone to pick one company or two if you want, or three, but at least one, everyone out there. So right there, if we all do two, that's over 1,000 companies we're going to be contacting and say, will you agree to stand up to politicians that want to take away our rights regardless of parties, like JM4 Tactical?
Yeah, I mean,
and I want you guys to get that out there. The JM4 Tactical, I'm going to name it the JM4 Tactical Challenge, and tell everyone to take the JM4 Tactical Challenge and say, I will stand up. Not only companies, but you too. I will stand up against any politician that wants to strip me of my God-given right to bear arms, no matter what. And I'm taking the JM4 Tactical Challenge, and I'm taking it right now live. And I want everyone else out there. Dark, will you take the JM4 Tactical Challenge and say you will stand up to politicians that want to take away your God-given right to bear arms?
Let me think about. Yep.
Rich, will you take the JM4 Tactical Challenge? And will you challenge other people to take the JM4 Tactical Challenge?
Sure.
Hey, we're fixing to put this. I don't know why this isn't on our Facebook yet. Kiefer, get this posted on our Facebook. Are you there? Hello? Huh? Are you there? Get this posted on our Facebook real quick.
So, question. So, someone's asking what changed.
Yeah.
So, some people weren't here for the whole thing. So, essentially, what's happened is they've rolled the way that New York State has been handling permits for people to be allowed to, have items of self-preservation. That it's been unconstitutional. So now it's turning New York into a shall issue state.
It's turning the country into a shall issue country. It's saying it's confirming the right to carry a firearm outside the home.
So
I was gonna get there, man.
The relevant sentence is because the state of New York issues public carry licenses only when an applicant demonstrates a special need for self-defense, we conclude that the state's licensing regime violates the Constitution. That's
So-
it. Mic drop.
Yeah, the New York, the governor said that we will fight back. How? You're done.
So they are already writing up legislation that is going to turn subways into gun-free zones. It's going to turn restaurants, parks, all these public areas into gun-free zones, and they're going to write it into the New York State Code.
Yeah,
Well,
I can see that. I can see that because DC, right? Your DC carry permit. You're not allowed to carry on federal property. And
Which
if
is
you've ever
all of
walked through DC, it's
Yeah,
almost impossible. You gotta violate. If you're carrying in DC, you're gonna violate the law somehow because
yeah,
you're gonna cross federal property no matter what.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and then F. Bobby says yes, the code is going to be taken to court, and that's what I hope because
Yeah.
look at the DC. He's working right now.
that takes
I have a friend that sued DC, right? And that case almost went to the Supreme Court, but that did not go to the Supreme Court because they did not want this decision. And so that's
So now what?
Brian Wren versus the District of Columbia. And he's the guy that sued and got DC to become shall issue, and they were effing around so much so that
So now this is. I'm sorry. go ahead.
listen, so they kept on going back to the Supreme Court because you can skip everything else. The Supreme Court said no, you can't do that, you can't do that. And then what happened was Supreme Court eventually said, all right, well, until you get something that doesn't violate the Constitution, we're going to go ahead and drop all DC gun laws for where you can and can't carry. So that meant everyone was open carrying in DC. And there's lots of pictures of people open carrying in DC, and then DC decided, "Hey, we're gonna obey this law. We're not gonna try to go around it anymore."
This goes back to them trying to write a bill to prohibit people from going into restaurants and stores like that. Hang on. That has taken the rights away from the business owner because I don't want the government coming and telling me what I can and cannot allow in my home. What I'm allowed to let my guests carry into my home. As a private business, they should, it's up to the private business, period, whether they want to allow guns in their store or not, or their restaurant. It's not the government's business, period. We pay our taxes, leave us alone, and let us allow our customers to do what they want to do.
Yep, exactly. I mean, I'm never gonna say, hey,
Yeah, I mean, and they're just not understanding. They're getting into the private businesses, and
that is
we're already
true, Robert.
Yeah,
Yeah, and each DC permit actually is restricted to one firearm, so you can actually only carry that one firearm with your permit.
My effing. That's crazy.
But my Glock 43X, but with less than anything. But this is a right step forward, right? So this isn't the end game, but
It is
we can
definitely.
move.
It's definitely a positive step. Sorry.
It is very, very. Oh, that's incorrect. Yep. Yeah, I think you might be wrong on that.
I mean, I literally have just 3 weeks ago was looking at a DC permit that listed Ruger LC9S serial number X, and that was it. And the dude told me, That's the only handgun I could carry, unless there are different levels of permits, or if something changed. Let me know.
No, I mean, I unless that's very, 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 very new, because like, well, when I did mine, I didn't have to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It was 3 weeks ago.
Robert thinks that you might be thinking about the registration card. Like you have to have a registration card for each firearm in DC.
It was a Washington D.C. concealed handgun permit or concealed weapon. I don't remember if it was a CWP or CHP, but and I could absolutely be wrong, or it could be old or new. I don't know, but that was what I saw on the card.
Yeah.
I was really surprised at that. So if it's not correct, I'd be happy. I would enjoy being wrong in this case.
Yeah. But it's very interesting. Robert, you can thank Brian Wren, who comes on the show sometimes. I gotta get him back on the show. He works until like 6, so. So,
So
I was talking to Brian Wren. I was like, does your coworkers know that you have one of the most important Second Amendment cases in the history of the country? And he's like, yeah, no. He's like, I don't really even talk about guns at work. He's like, it just never comes up.
too funny.
Dude, that's just
that
such a
you've been
beautiful
cited
thing to see. We conclude that the state's licensing violates the Constitution. Dude, that's incredible, man. Sorry, I'm on a slight delay. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Yeah, I mean it's a good day. We won. Take this victory, let it energize you. A lot of people say, "Oh, this is not a complete victory. We shouldn't celebrate yet." Yeah, we should. We should celebrate every victory because that's how you move forward. If you only grieve for the losses, then you're going to be de-energized.
Hmm.
So you celebrate victories, and when there's a loss, you don't get all pally. You figure a way forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of us or all of us believe that the permits alone are unconstitutional, right?
Right,
Yet
right.
we also have to acknowledge the world that we live in. So yes, just having to get a permit by itself is unconstitutional. But yes, I do see this as a win. I do see this as a step in the right direction. Definitely celebrate the win. It just happens to also be on the cusp of additional, gun control looming around the corner.
So Chris Merritt says New York won't be adding employees to process concealed carry permits. I guarantee that. So
yeah, you might guarantee that, but what happened in DC, right? DC didn't do that, and DC got smacked down by the Supreme Court for not doing that.
My question is, and in New York, are you allowed to have a gun in your home, or do you have to leave it at armoring down the street?
No, you can have it. You can have it in anyone home. The Heller said that they can't prevent you from having a gun in your house.
well, all right. So New York, you can buy long guns, and of course, there's an assault weapon ban. There's the SAFE Act, which if you were grandfathered in, you had to register if you had something that violated the SAFE Act. Now, as far as a pistol, you have to get a permit for each handgun that you purchase, each specific handgun.
So basically, it's kind of like, how much do these permits cost for each handgun that you buy?
Oh, I'm not even sure.
Is it a yearly thing, or?
I know long guns for Long Island.
I think it's a one-time. The permit is at the time of purchase.
No, you have to get a pistol permit from where you live at. I know my father-in-law, his is like $1 because he's a cop. He was a cop.
Okay.
He's a retired New York NYC police.
but you can't carry, until today in New York, you would not be able to carry.
Anthony says it costs $400 per 2-year increment.
Yeah.
So that's for each gun.
Yes, handgun.
So what they're doing here is they're making making a Second Amendment only available to the rich. They can afford to pay $400 or $200 a year for each pistol that they have.
Now, I know people in New York. Some, I don't want to give too much away, but somebody I know in New York has ended up with a lot of guns because people that he knows have dropped the criteria. Like one guy had a cash business and he had a permit. He sold the cash business, and all of a sudden, New York said, "Hey, by the way, we need your guns." And so he gave all of his firearms to a friend
because you no longer have a reason to carry.
Yes.
You know what? Like the Delaware has, they were a May issue, and I say war because no one is. They were a May issue, but you could get a Florida permit or a Virginia permit and carry a gun in Delaware.
So okay, let's talk about reciprocity. I believe Florida, the state of Florida, has the best reciprocity in the nation. I think it used to be Utah.
Yeah,
was the best, but I
have my Utah and I have my Florida.
So there's
had Maryland,
resident,
but that expired, which is
okay.
Very
so there's
hard to get.
resident and non-resident permits in Florida,
yes.
And likewise, both Florida residents and Florida non-resident permit holders have different reciprocity. So as a Florida resident and permit holder, I have reciprocity with a larger number of states than a Florida non-resident permit holder.
Like Pennsylvania.
There's a subset.
Like Pennsylvania, for example.
In Pennsylvania, now the other problem with this is reciprocity changes.
Yeah,
so
you got to keep it up. But what I'm saying is Pennsylvania is an example of what you're saying. Pennsylvania has reciprocity for Florida residents, but does not have reciprocity for Florida non-residents.
And pretty much, New York does not have reciprocity with anyone.
Yeah, California, I don't think is either. I don't know if
Johnny
they do.
Kimball.
That's
funny. Yeah, most people don't see me during the day, man. They see me at when I do my show at night, just wearing a t-shirt. I saw Putang come in here, and he was like,
John Kimball.
when Putang came in here, he was like, "Man, since when does Dark wear like jackets?" Like, no, I do every single day, bro.
How does your wife know the difference between Dark and myself?
She says Rich is the guy that looks like a turtle. No, I'm just joking. No, she says Dark is the well-dressed guy because Dark always comes over here like during work hours, like he'll stop by or come over after work, and he's always wearing his work clothes.
So let's go back to the New York thing real quick, John, and I've just got some questions to clear up. So right now you're going to be able to legally carry in New York, correct?
Yeah, I mean they still have a permitting scheme, but it has to be. They have basically their May issue have now just became shall issue.
Okay, so they have to issue as long as you're not a felon. Or
prohibited person,
prohibited person. That was, when is this going to affect?
Immediately.
It is immediately. Okay, so they're fixing to have to start issuing out some permits. That's a good thing because I know we sell a lot of damn holsters into New York City, and I was just wondering how many people were actually. We sell a lot to Chicago too.
Yeah, so you might.
I don't know who we're selling them to. I thought those two cities right there, very few people carried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Legally carried.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you guys are probably gonna do like a targeting ad campaign for people in New York.
That's a good deal. I think we'll have to get that started up. Definitely start targeting New York since they can immediately start carrying. How long's the
I
license?
target like all 9.
Yeah.
That was all 9 states of our May issue.
Now what about the what? Oh, my mind just went blank. How long is their permit process? Or they don't know. Or I mean, are they going to stick these people trying to get permits and sitting around for 2 years? Or are they going to
Well,
have to?
what happened with with DC? They tried to do that, and then the court stepped in and said, You can't do that. You have to issue with a certain dates." That's why DC for a while. Dark probably remembers this when people went where, "Oh, I'm going to go to DC now because they just killed all DC gun laws."
Yeah,
And thank you, Noel, for the $2 super chat. I with no comment. I truly appreciate it.
is this going to include California? I guess because
It
California
includes the whole country.
Okay, it includes the whole country. All right.
Yeah. So what
Making
it does is it sets the precedent that anything other than a shall issue permit process is unconstitutional based off of this um, uh, interpretation or ruling. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, the permits are issued on the county level. So a lot of pro counties will not.
Well, a lot of the counties out in California, a lot of the outside counties, we sell. One of our biggest retailers is out in California. They sell a ton of holsters,
Yeah.
and Redding, California, and it's I want to say it's called Sure Shot. They're in Redding, California. So if you're in Redding, California, or in the area, go check those guys out. They
There's a customer.
Yeah, is that Gary JM4? Awesome. I appreciate it.
Hell
I
yeah, man.
appreciate it.
That's awesome.
A lot of those counties out there are very pro 2A. It's when you get into LA, you got into San Diego, Oceanside, Vista, all them places. But when you start getting like Temecula and outside, those San Francisco or outside of San Francisco, those are really 2A people. And 2A counties, I mean, their sheriffs give them, licenses and permits. They don't have an issue getting them.
So with Kimball's question being, do they still have to go through the county?
Yes.
Okay, so they still go through the county, so they don't just all of a sudden start going through the state. I'm just trying to understand what this will look like. I think that's what
It basically just changes. This is the big thing. It changes. They cannot deny you. If you're not a prohibited person, they cannot deny you.
Right.
But we're going to have a problem with some of them sheriffs, especially out in Los Angeles and stuff, holding this stuff up and it's sitting on their desk.
Yeah, well, like I said, they're going to do what they did in Wren then.
Yeah.
So you're making an artificial backlog. Therefore, we're going to, until you clear the artificial backlog, we're going to just remove the permitting requirement at all. And you know how long it took DC to solve the problem once that happened?
Hochul has
2 days.
her staff, and they've got an on fire meeting right now on how they're going to F with this. What can they do? And they're brainstorming how to roadblock and administratively, have like 300 holidays a year where the permit department is closed.
Well, sure. Then they're going to get smacked down like they did in Wren.
But even though, it's kind of like the Biden administration doing things that they know the court already decided against, but until they get a judgment slapping them down, they're going to do what's already known to be illegal.
Well, I mean, right now, like with Ren's going to come and do a massive play here.
Dude, Zero F's Given said you guys are being Bluetoothed to the entire shop of a GMC dealership right now.
No way.
All right.
Well, buy a car, buy a GMC.
GMC, you know what? What's a GMC product? The C8.
Oh yeah, I'm loving on a Z06. I'm
It's-
really loving the
oh,
idea
yeah.
of getting one.
If someone will give me a Z06 with no markup over MSRP, contact me right away.
And I will
Because-
do a review on it.
No, when I went
Yeah.
in there,
I'll take one for T&E.
Rich, how much over MSRP did they say?
Oh, it was like a phone number. I forgot it was so much.
It
Whoa,
was
Joe
$50,000. Joe
Dang.
Drag. Okay, let's get to these super chats.
Ooh.
My hit
All right,
Wolverines for the
Scott
Scott Campos says, as much as I want to kick Trump in the nuts for the bump stock problem and deference he has given us, his 3 SCOTUS
Right.
picks made this possible. The 3 appointments is a generational change. And Joe Drag with the $100 super chat.
Joe Drag.
Awesome.
Dude, you're killing it. Thank you. So
gotta stream
I
it
want to
on Asiana
know,
more often,
does
man.
does the Z06, do the new C8 Corvettes come with Super Cruise?
I don't care.
So a couple people said that the sheriff of LA County is actually pro 2A.
The sheriff of LA County is pro
Yeah.
2A.
Is he?
Really?
Very pro 2A.
Well, if
Oh, I
he's
had no idea.
then why is a lot of people having issues getting their permits out in Los Angeles County?
That's because LA is not not shall issue, and the city council screws a lot with it, and the police
Okay.
department screws a lot with it.
That's so tough. That's
Yeah,
I'm
there are
still
only 4
Ooh.
sheriffs in the LA County CCW crew for 10 million people.
For a county of 10 million. That's crazy, dude.
JSD. Hey,
No,
JSD,
I think
he said-
JSD Supply. That's the chief of police. I thought it was. But I could be wrong.
I mean, let's be honest.
okay, maybe
I
I'm
can see
wrong.
that.
I thought the LA County Sheriff was Pro 2A, but maybe I'm
All right.
wrong. I guess I might be thinking about something else.
I am on page 26 of 135 going through this decision.
Yeah, it's a long decision.
They hit on a
Yeah.
lot of history and stuff. It's kind of like math where they say show your work for the answer. Well, I'm loving the answer in Victory Lap. A lot of the work to get to that answer, I just want to see something that says the Second Amendment tells the feds, hands off, go F yourself. That's what I want to see. And unfortunately, I'm seeing a lot of historical blah, a lot of case law blah.
It's just like I went in and did my fingerprints. Of course, this new e-filing system has sped things up, from what I understand, for a suppressor. They're saying one guy got his back in 14 days.
Well, no, that's true. The quickest I have seen it under the new one is I heard other ones, but verifiable 2 days.
Wow.
But here's the thing: that there's a reason why they fixed e-file.
Yeah, they've been trying to work on that for a decade.
Well, they haven't, but they fixed it now for one reason.
On purpose, on accident.
No, on purpose, because they're gonna try to get everyone to e-file for a Form 1 on their pistol brace. Like I said, we're gonna give you a free tax stamp and to the e-file. Sorry, just kind of pinning stuff back in my holster and stuff like that, which I can stick right here on the metal thing right next to me.
So, yeah, sorry, I totally agree, and that's why I couldn't shut up. So what they're going to do what I believe they're going to do is, right after they come in and they crush private home manufacturing and building using 80% receivers, like the P80 kits and things like that, what I believe they're going to do is, we know they're coming in after brace pistols, likely sometime between July, maybe as late as August, probably July or sooner. what they're going to do is they're going to have that stupid ass checklist that says, okay, if it weighs this much, or if it's this long, or if the length of pull is this and that, blah, blah, blah. If it's a braced pistol, it's illegal. However, the government, thank God, is here to save you and give you a free tax stamp, a free $200 tax stamp. And I want you guys to consider this, okay? Here, well, go ahead and if you want to hit that super chat first, and then I'll come back.
No, because this is something that I mean.
So here's the
this
deal.
is something that's very important, and he is very right. I was actually going to bring this up, but I want to give him credit because I'm in another chat with a bunch of lawyers here, and they are analyzing it, and basically they all said what Alan said. So,
gotcha. So what I believe they're going to do is they're going to say, guys, don't worry if you're, braced AR, braced AK, braced whatever, falls, under these guidelines, then it's illegal. But don't worry, we're going to grant you a free $200 tax stamp. And anytime, guys, look back in history, anytime the government has been like, hey, we're here to help, we're going to give you all this stuff for free, nothing good has happened. Period. Look at all the waste we used to bring to China to dump off appropriately, all the aluminum runoff, right? They came back and said, hey guys, great news. We're going to treat our water with a solution that is clean that will prevent your children from getting cavities. Guess what that is? Fluoride. Guess what the fluoride is? Aluminum runoff. It is waste that they're treating the water with. Sorry. Go ahead. Come to my channel to hear shit
focused.
like that.
Let's stay focused here.
But what I'm saying is that anytime the government has offered something for free, given something for free, or under the ruse of something helpful, it is bullshit. That's all.
You're saying it's a Trojan horse?
I'm
right,
saying
let's get to some of
you
these super
better
chats.
get some Trojans for
Let's
that
get
beehole.
to these super chats. Go ahead, read it.
Go ahead.
I think a larger implication may be SCOTUS clarifying their standard for 2A cases. Intermediate and strict scrutiny seems to be a no-go, not a lawyer.
That you're not a lawyer, but the lawyers I've talked to, by the way, you look like a Kia salesman, so I guess you sold my Telluride. Sold me a Telluride. But no, but the lawyers I talked to 100% agrees with 100% agrees with that. So you are very right, which has greater implementation. That's going to affect cases going forward. For example, if for example the magazine ban gets taken up by the Supreme Court, that they used intermediate scrutiny for that. So right there, that's going to get. So a bunch of these cases, challenging assault weapons bans and everything. This is very good for our side.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, read that one.
So thanks to all in the 2A YouTube community who sheds a positive light on lawful gun ownership and use. Thank you.
Thank you, Poor Man's Machine Gun, which I follow on Instagram, by the way. He has an Instagram. Go follow that guy over there. He has really good content.
Just seeing all the people from my channel in the chat. Just want to say what's up, man. You guys are awesome. One Love Design, a sneak peek at Dark Stream tonight. Fluoride kills.
Oh, you should hear the conversations Dark and I have when nobody's listening.
Ooh, man, we'd be red flagged. Let's just say that.
Yeah, last night,
collectively together.
Last night, Dark and I were talking on the phone, and Dark is like, "I'm about to say something, but don't red flag me because of it."
Right?
Yeah. Oh, I think I said it after too, which is probably
you start talking, and you're like, "Oh, by the way, just don't red flag me."
Yeah. Dude, here's what I want to do. Just going back to this really quickly because a few people brought it up. Let's collectively stop calling it fluoride and let's call it aluminum runoff, aluminum waste. Okay? That way when you're like, oh, honey, would you like the toothpaste with aluminum toxic waste? Okay. Okay. Yeah, just
Somebody,
saying.
So you're saying
somebody,
we need to start brushing our teeth with baking powder?
someone,
I'm
Or is it
saying
baking soda?
photoshops Alex Jones' head on Dark.
Where's
somebody
man
did
against the
say,
masses?
and they're
Man against
also
masses. we,
yeah.
we need a mashup.
I would quote Mr. AJ, but I feel like it would get the stream taken down.
Oh, he's out there. I'm here, Dark. Dork.
Of course. Let's see. Where's Gertrude?
Hold on. Take down the banner for a second, Rich.
Oh.
All right, well, never mind. Just there you go, man against the masses. Grab
The
that shot.
fluoride 1%. Oh, come on, man. Come on, really? The fluoride 1%er. Sorry, because I'm on mobile. When I go in to look at the comments, I can't see what's going on this thing.
So
you probably
are
get a
we
good shot.
on Bluetooth in the dealership showroom or in the maintenance area?
Oh my God, we probably just woke up like 150 people. Like, what do you mean fluoride is bad for my kid? Oh my God, I forgot about that. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay. But yeah, so this is a big decision. I'm going to link the actual PDF to the decision, and I'm going to put it out there because I think everyone needs to read it for themselves.
Yeah, that's really
Well, my mom's sitting there calling me. I'm like, I'm on a podcast because she was texting me a while ago. She's like, this just happened, and she sent me a picture of the Supreme Court rules in favor. You know, my mom's in her 70s. I mean, she's all for guns. She's like,
Heck yeah.
this is the savior of our guns, and it's a good thing. You know, I mean, she
Mom shots of one.
I just sent her a link. I was like, Mom, I'm on a podcast. Go watch.
My mom would come into
Check me out.
when I own a gun store, right? My mom would come in, and she's like, "I'm just stopping by, just to check on the gun store, you know." And then my employee would be like, "Your mom came in." I was like, "Oh, okay. What she have to say?" No, she just said that she wanted just to stop by and say hi, and she took some guns. I told her like, "Oh yeah, if my mom ever wants a gun, don't charge her." So my mom would come in and be like, "Oh, that's a nice one. All right, I'll take this one." Like, yeah. So I was like, "Yeah, she left with about $1,000 worth of guns." I'm like,
See, I wonder how my mom would be about this. And actually, my mom grew up in Nazi Germany. She was German, but I've never had that conversation with my mom. You know, when she passed, we're still all living in New York, and my dad had hunting rifles, and that was it.
yeah, my father-in-law's dad in Italy was ran over by a military truck in front of him. I got hit by a army truck, and the army kept on going because my dad, my father-in-law, he lived through World War II in Italy.
I'm gonna guess that your laughter means that was not his final moments.
That was his final moments.
Whoa!
You always find the comedy.
Well, thanks for crushing our mood.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sometimes things can get a little dark.
Marley, I was like, did they stop? He was like, no, they kept on going. I'm like, wow.
Dang.
And like my wife's granddad was in the Italian fascist army.
Sorry, I'm working.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm gonna have to hit the room a sec.
I'm on page 33 in the second paragraph. When handguns were introduced in England during the Tudor and early Stuart eras, they did prompt royal efforts at suppression. For example, Henry VIII issued several proclamations decrying proliferation of handguns, and Parliament passed several. I'm like, holy Christmas! Who had the time to go through and cite all of this? And I also have an issue that the Supreme Court is looking to English law. I mean, we have our own laws. That's why we shot the British and got them the F out of here.
Yeah, I mean that's why we ran them out of here.
But okay, here's something. Thomas says expanding the category of sensitive places simply to all places of public congregation that are not isolated from law enforcement defines the category of sensitive places far too broadly.
But I skimmed through that earlier. I think that was around page 16. But still, they can declare a New York City bus, a New York City subway station, or a New York City subway car. Maybe not the station. I hate to give these
No,
people
but what they're saying
ideas.
is you have
I
to
understand.
say why it's a prohibited place. And you
Again,
can't
that's
say,
almost
there's a
too
lot
easy.
of people there.
But fill in blank
I understand
here.
what you're saying, but I mean there is a limit to it.
I don't get me wrong. I'm going rah rah on all of this, but I can see the dirtbags in New York billing, writing paragraphs of BS reasons.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they will. Yep.
Well,
We're going back to England in 1200, like on page 40.
Jeez.
Yeah, like Breyer seems to be dissenting because of mass shootings and then whatever. Yeah.
yes, Finn games.
Gun violence.
All right, nobody breaks into. Uh-oh, did I lose you guys?
No, maybe
Nope.
Rich lost. Maybe we lost Rich.
We lost Rich.
Oh yeah, he was kind of pixelating a little bit.
There he is.
There he is. He's back.
All right. So nobody breaks into a school and has a fist fight with the principal or a teacher or students. They know it's a gun-free zone, and they're going there because they have an advantage and they want the publicity. That's what's going on. If they know they have zero advantage, likewise, why Chicago is a gun-free zone, the criminals know if they get a gun, they have an overwhelming advantage because the populace is unarmed.
Over civilians. But when it comes to, people that are just like them, they're shooting it out like cowboys out there, man. And they're all rocking JM4 tactical holsters. I'm just kidding.
They pat both slides.
Hey, we do
Yeah.
sell a lot. We sell a lot in Chicago. And like I said, we don't, I didn't realize Chicago put out that many permits, but we had, like you had somebody earlier that was from Chicago that carries our holster. But I mean, we ship a lot to Chicago. We ship a lot to California. We ship a lot to New York. Texas is our biggest selling state, though,
You're from Texas, so that's okay. I'm gonna read some of these headlines.
Well, hold on. To be fair, I did cut off Rich.
Okay. Go ahead, Rich.
I don't know where I was, but
you were saying words. I remember that.
I was saying words. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm reading this and just going through it. But I was talking about advantage. That the whole problem with gun-free zones is the criminals know that there's a place where they have an advantage if they're armed illegally. And because they're criminals, they don't care about being legally armed. And that's the short of it. The gun-free zones protect the criminals only. And I think you're a jackwagon do-gooder if you think anything other than that. And anybody need a soapbox?
No, I'm just.
Can I answer a couple of these?
Can
I answer a couple of these?
Sure, go for it, man.
All right, yeah. Because there was somebody actually asked what our website was. If I could scroll down, where is that at?
Somebody said Texas discount ?
Actually, we're running. Chris, the website is jm4tactical.com. if you want to check us out, we are running, I think, a sale right now. I don't know how to work this second thing. I need a mouse. There we go. There it goes. And Todd, we are running a sale right now. So everybody gets a discount. But yeah, we and the back of your package, it will say, and Todd, I tell you what, I'll even throw in some stickers and stuff and a couple of pins and patches for you.
Hey,
And you get a discount. So because you're from
there you
Texas.
go.
No, I think they put stickers in everybody's box, but I'll throw in some patches and stuff like that, some cool stuff for you.
Dude,
I'll look for your order today, and I'll let them know that to get you some stuff in there. But
I have to say one thing about JM4 Tactical, and like, look, so okay. Have you ever paid me money to talk about your holsters?
No.
Have you ever sent me any money or
No.
you right? Like, I'm saying this because I love the product. So I typically carry without. So during the day, I carry with a gun belt and all that shit, right? And I carry a JM4 Tactical holster with a Glock 43X with 21 rounds in it and another mag carrier on the left side. But it's just like a shitty Kydex mag carrier. I would love to have 43X single magnetic mag holder. Anyway,
I
so
think we can make that happen.
outside of that,
yeah.
hell yeah. Outside of that, I carry in sweatpants. And a lot of people, talk shit because I carry them in Lululemons. But I I carry without a gun belt in sweatpants.
Lululemon
Just as
makes
much-
men's clothes.
Yeah. Just like SIG 365s are also made for men as well. I didn't know that. So I carry without a gun belt in just sweatpants with my JM4 Tactical holster. Literally just close the magnet over them, and the way the low rise one sits in the waistband so perfectly, like I could carry in anything with or without a belt, 36 rounds of 9mm with my handgun and my extra mag all day, every day. I literally sleep with it in my pants. I know that's going to sound weird, but I never want to be caught lacking. I'm just saying. So yeah, I carry 24/7 using the JM4 Tactical holsters. So
And the good thing is, and
fantastic.
we're going to go back because I know we got some new listeners in here, John, if you don't mind. When you do buy from us, your money stays. We are manufactured right here in the United States, right here in Texas. We are also supporting, us to help support company or to donate money to give to, GOA and to fight for your gun rights. We're not just like, hey, look at us. We'll take your money to and then keep it all for ourselves. We actually share it. You're supporting kids. Also, we do a lot of donations for kids to help kids that can't, that aren't able to help themselves. We donate some charities. So you're not just buying from a company. Your money is actually being spent, on our end and put to use. It's not just paying my bills. It's paying for employees. It's paying for, us to help other people to fight for our rights, and it's helping, kids, and it's helping create jobs right here in the United States.
The holster is called JM4, and you can go to JM4 Tactical. All right.
So
let
a couple
me
quick things.
go ahead.
I just want to say, Evan Budzinski said, I just called JM4 Tactical today to thank them for standing up for the Second Amendment. Kurt
Cool.
says, Dark talks about your holsters on his live streams 3 days a week. 8 out of 7 dentists recommend gun-free zones. Yeah.
All right. We're going to go and we're going to do some Twitterverse. The antis.
Now, Mom's
Okay.
Demand Action should be a dating site. I'm not sure what that has to do with guns.
All right. So we're going to start with Everytown. Everytown says, we are currently doing a careful reading of the entire decision in New York State Pistol Rifle Association versus Bruen, and we'll give a more detailed analysis later today, but the fact that the courts ruled against New York makes it clear that it chose to put lives at risk and show indifference to public safety.
Clown.
All right. So that was from
Clowns.
Everytown. Let's
So you
go
need to
ahead
comment on
and
that.
see what Governor Kathy has
Hochul?
to say.
Hochul?
Hochul, yeah. And we're going to bring that to Governor Kathy. And here we go. He says, it is outrageous that at a moment of national reckoning on gun violence, the Supreme Court has recklessly struck down New York law that limits those who can carry a concealed weapon, carry concealed weapons. In response to this ruling, we are closely reviewing our options, including calling a special session of the legislature. Just as we swiftly pass the nation's leading gun reform legislation, I will continue to do everything in my power to keep New Yorkers safe from gun violence.
I'll give you a special session.
I have no idea what that means, but okay.
Perfect.
It means they're going to write kangaroo court BS laws.
No, I'm talking about
Yeah.
what Dark said.
Oh, sorry. I dropped
Use your
out again.
imagination.
Okay, let's see. I'm seeing. Okay, so Moms Demand Action has not commented on this at all.
They're probably still crying. They have to get a good cry out before.
Yeah, probably.
So
Right.
here's the thing. They're worried, concerned, and fearful that people are going to be walking everywhere carrying guns. They should be worried, concerned, and fearful if they're going to be committing crimes and doing heinous acts of violence, and that same element of fear should apply in those that are evil, because out there evil is going to be met with a full magazine of jacketed hollow points
Okay.
instead of whimpering cries from someone who's unarmed.
So, Chris Brown commented, she is the president of Brady. She commented, we at Brady Buzz, that's what they call their freaking thing, whatever, are still reading through this disastrous SCOTUS decision. But one thing is clear, our safety from gun violence is at grave risk. It is urgent that the Senate acts swiftly to pass the bipartisan Safer Communities Act. All right, and let's see. Oh, here's something else. Breaking the decision that could gut gun laws everywhere. The Supreme Court has ruled in favor of the NRA. The ruling in NYSRPA, New York State Pistol Rifle Association versus Bruen will result in more guns in our communities and will surely result in more gun violence immediately. Oh, here we go. Giffords. This is awesome.
Oh, this would be good.
They did a whole. They did a couple different tweets about this. So let me go ahead and bring up Giffords here. I mean, this is a victory for the NRA. I'm going to give NRA credit. New York State Pistol Rifle Association is an NRA affiliate. I know the president of the New York Pistol Rifle Association. He's a pretty good guy, actually. I've been on their show. They have a radio show. Breaking. 6 conservative Supreme Court justices just issued a ruling in New York State Pistol Rifle Association versus Bruen that will make us all less safe. As gun violence reached a historic high, this ruling imposes the gun lobby's dangerous guns everywhere agenda on us all. Gun extremists, raise your hand if you're a gun extremist, please. Chad.
Yes, I am.
All right.
I'm working. God dang it, I'm working. I'm sorry.
Gun
I'm
extremists
sorry.
open the floodgates on public carry of firearms. We asked the Supreme Court to choose public safety. We asked the Supreme Court to choose public safety in historical precedent. SCOTUS chose gun extremism instead.
I'm gonna the guy that asked a question a couple of times about the World War II holster. I think they're the office is actually fixing to message you. So I wasn't ignoring your comment. McKinsey, somebody's fixing to come in and get you to email them. So
just in case you guys don't get connected, is there an email address they could take down? They could reach out to
for us.
For the guy that email you guys.
Oh yeah, it's just support@jm4tactical.com.
Support@jm4tactical.com. Cool.
Yes, love, one love. You can put your hands down. Oh yeah, I was texting the office to see if they couldn't answer because you were talking, John. I didn't want to feel like I was leaving him out, or ignoring him.
Yeah,
Ignoring them. I don't even know who. Ignoring them. I don't know if.
That's fine. I'm just celebrating here.
I mean,
man, I am like page 58 through here, and there's a lot of stuff that's just not easy to digest. But it looks like what Thomas did in writing this opinion is he just put the nail in the coffin on all sorts of gun control. There's one section here talking about surety. In other words, like insurance, which California has a scheme saying that you have to have insurance to get a gun, and you may not be guaranteed insurance. So I'm not sure I fully understand it, so I really don't want to talk too much about it.
Yeah, I mean,
but it really, the gist of the decision, the important part is on the crawl below us, but this is many nails in the coffin on gun control.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I hate to break in here, but the vote on the I'm gonna go to C-SPAN here. The vote on the it's a very busy day.
F me.
The vote on the gun bill is happening right now. I'm being told.
Oh gosh.
Like the most recent bill with red flag laws. Red flag laws. The age.
Let's go to that boyfriend loophole thing. So it's so it's an association, but what are they saying is like, if I'm dating a girl that committed, I'm in my 40s and I'm not dating anybody, I'm married, and hell, if I ever got divorced, I wouldn't redate anyways. I'm too old for that. So if I'm dating a girl that was, hypothetically, I love you, babe, that committed a crime 10 years ago as a felon, but she straightened up her life, whatever, and then I'm not allowed to own guns or have guns or buy guns. Correct. Okay. What happens if we break up? How long of a time period is there that I can actually purchase a gun?
Nobody says.
It doesn't specifically say.
It says
so there's like this huge association. I mean, what about my mom and my dad? What about my
Can you guys hear this?
Felon?
No. Do you hear it, Crump?
Yeah.
If you hear it and we can't, then go back and when you go reshare it, make sure the box is clicked on StreamYard to play the audio.
Are you sharing the tab?
And it may not be. It may not have sound to it yet.
You need to share the tab.
I did share the tab.
Share the tab, Crump.
And it says share audio.
Mm-hmm.
Share the audio, Crump.
So my question is, what about my parents? What happens if my dad was a felon because I'm associated with him?
Oh crap!
Or my mother was a felon. Does that affect that? Or
Blunt
even my
just
brother?
voted aye, by the way.
I was under the impression. Who? What?
Blunt. Blunt. He's a Republican.
I think Rich. Oh, there he is.
So he voted in favor of this bill.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why there's no sound, but we might we might just have to roll with it, unfortunately.
Now this is the new bill.
Yeah, so far there is. I'm just gonna roll with it. Share audio.
Go,
I don't know why there's no audio, but
just go ahead and screen share it as long as we can see it. The votes are recorded.
yeah, I'm going to put us on the side here.
All right, so it's a vote to limit debate.
Yeah,
So that's just a procedural vote. So that
it's
really
a
doesn't
procedural
matter.
vote, so it will move it on. But basically it's in debate. You have to have like a 60 vote supermajority to end debate. This also known as the filibuster. And once it passes the 60, then they can vote on it.
Jesus. So then,
Mr. Cantwell.
so I
Mr.
guess to go back
Cantwell,
to,
aye. Mr. Portman. Mr. Portman.
we got audio,
Aye.
Weird.
and then we'll go back to what we were talking about with JM4. We just had audio.
You still have audio. It's just
Yeah, it's just they're muting it while they're.
Oh,
Gotcha.
But I'm talking about your
So,
family
yeah,
members.
Yeah, it could, based on the way that it's worded
Mr.
very
Marshall,
vaguely,
Mr. Marshall,
it could absolutely
no.
be just vague, vague associations.
it's subject to
initially
interpretation.
Vague is a very dangerous thing.
Yes.
Very. There should be very little interpretation in law. There's always going to be some, right? There's the spirit of the law, whatever, that kind of thing, right? There's always going to be something that's subjective, but this is completely opening it up for people to make this could go way too far. It could be way too far reaching. Obviously, in my opinion, you guys know that I don't stand for it. I think it's bullshit. But I initially thought that it would be
Mr. Ossoff,
cohabitants,
Mr. Ossoff, aye.
because
Mr. Hickenlooper,
as a cohabitant, it would
Smith, Ms. Smith,
mean that it
aye.
by default gives access to the prohibited person. But that's not the case.
No.
Mr. Brown, aye. Mr. Warner, aye. Mr. Rono, aye.
yeah. So basically, they're voting. Once they hit 60, they'll probably vote for whatever.
You know how many students I've had several female students come through, all older, 50s and 60s, and that's come through the past, year and a half or so to get their license. And the one of the things they say, hey, my husband, when he was young, he committed a felony. He's not allowed to buy a gun or own a firearm, and we've been married 20 years.
Aye, Ms.
Is it okay? How do I need to carry it? Well, you just need to make sure it's not in his possession. Keep it, locked up. Keep it in your reach.
No.
Because what he did doesn't revoke your rights. It doesn't take your rights away. But now that's a complete lie, because now it is. It's guilty by association, and that's BS.
Yeah, complete bullshit.
Yeah,
Man.
I mean,
Mr. Kane, aye.
I do have one other quick thing, little side note. Do you guys find it odd that right after, for 2 streams,
Mr. Wicker,
I've been talking about
Mr. Wicker,
switching from my Glock 43X to a Glock 48, so I can carry a Glock 48 with the MOS, with a TLR7 sub, and an RMSD red dot. That P80 Ralph hits me up yesterday like, yo, look what I got. And he's got a Glock 48 with a Romeo Zero red dot. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to put a light on it and carry it. I'm like, bro, are you copying me? I just thought that was kind of funny.
it's not copying. It's
It's a sincerest form of flattery.
he's doing an homage to you.
Lujan,
Evan, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for Evan says he's going to order it from us today. I appreciate that, Evan.
Hell yeah. Evan, you're going to love it, man.
I've been carrying it. How long have I been telling you about a Jam 4 tactical holsters?
Forever.
What, like 3 years?
Dude,
Forever.
you've been telling me about them forever. And until you put one in my hands, I was just like, blah, blah, blah. I have so much stuff. I got Galco, I got Kydex, I got this, I got $180 Royal Guard Galco holster. And as soon as I got the JM4 tactical holsters, you know where that holster is?
Yeah, well, I told Hank Strange about it too, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, I
Mr.
don't know.
Cinema, aye.
Seems
Baldwin,
gimmicky." Then he
aye.
tried
Mr.
it, and
Jester,
he's like, "Wow!"
aye.
He's like, "This is awesome."
Mrs.
280 EDU as
Caputo,
well.
aye.
Yeah, you got to try them.
One Love, yes, we do
Mr.
have them for the 80
Mr.
percenters with
Leahy,
red dots.
aye.
Yeah, and they work.
Thank you, Ron.
So on that note, I called JM4 and was like, "Yo, I'm trying to carry appendix inside the waistband, a P80 with a light and a red dot, and a mag extension and a mag well and all this. Like, how do you think you can make that work?" He was like, "Give me a minute, I'll call you back." He calls me back, I don't know, hours later. He's like, "Hey, I got one coming to you." I was like, "What?" It's like, "Oh yeah, and it's gonna work with a P80 and factory Glocks." It's like, oh my god. So I carry that. You can also carry it with so I carry my 19X with the TLR7, my P80s with the TLR7 sub. Go ahead.
I know this sounds like a commercial, but it's not.
Dude, it's just it's gun dudes talking about how, like, I mean, this shit seriously changed the way that I carry. Like,
And that's
it's so
that's
much
our
more
trademark.
comfortable.
That's really our trademark, changing the way you carry.
Are you serious?
Yes, that we've trademarked that.
Wow.
That's our
Wow.
trademark, is changing the way, just like this one's trademark too, changing the way you start your day.
No, the
Nice.
coffee.
Reed, Mr. Reed,
Dude, I need to
aye.
try some of the coffee. That's right.
Well, I'll give you some of mine if you want.
Yeah,
If-
Crumb said the coffee was awesome. Do you have whole bean?
Yes.
Oh, dude, I need to try some of that, man. I just need to buy some stuff from you guys.
Oh my God. Breyer's dissenting opinion is like, well,
Yeah, right.
you know, it's kind of like Joe Biden saying no right's absolute. It's like, whoa, dude.
Did he say you can't buy cannons?
No.
But you could own a cannon back then.
I know that was part of my joke.
I know you could own cannon. Yeah, you could. You could own cannons back then.
So yeah, wow, Breyer's such a clown.
So, anyways, John, I took your advice earlier about changing up some stuff on our Instagram, and I posted a video of us. You know, we do a lot of stuff outside, and it was kind of cool video, and it actually it was doing really good on Instagram. But we haven't had rain here in a while. I know this is kind of getting off subject, John, but I wanted to tell you, we haven't had rain in quite some time here. So a lot of our ponds, tanks, things like that are drying up. So I go out to get in my truck, go to work, me and my wife. My wife said, "What's that in the road?" And it was a turtle. And I knew we've been hitting 3-digit numbers, 3 digits, temps for several weeks now. So I told my wife, I said, I said, we better get this turtle and drive it out to the lake. Otherwise, it's fixing to die.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
It's about to hit 6.
In about a week and a half, I will have something that's incredibly awesome. I think Rich and Dark probably knows what it is because of the smile on my face.
Mr. Hogan,
Do you,
Mr. Hogan.
It was going to be an attachment for an AR,
Mr. Schumer.
and it's going to shoot out a big ass flame with a backpack.
Kennedy, Mr. Kennedy, no.
Yes, I am getting a flamethrower attachment for my AR.
No, Mrs. Blackburn, Mrs. Blackburn, no.
Hey, thank you, Ron, very much.
Yeah, so the flamethrower, there is a company called Exothermic Technologies, and they make a flamethrower that attaches back to your AR, and it runs to a backpack. So you can actually have like the one without the backpack that gives you 60 seconds of flame, or you have the backpack. So when I go through my home defense,
Yeah, just throw tracers in the mag and have a flamethrower and just be like, I'm literally burning the whole MFR down.
I'm gonna bring it to IV 8888.
Nice. So then I'll throw something out there. We are me and a few of my remarkably intelligent viewers have designed not only a flamethrower, several flamethrowers.
Cassidy, Mr.
One of them
Cassidy,
being basically like an EDC flamethrower that you can use almost any bottle. Well, yeah, I don't want to go too far, but yeah, it's a game changer.
Yes, One Love. We made that commercial, and we got a little bit of kickback on it, but it's okay.
Which commercial?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's who was playing.
I feel like nothing's there.
all right. Since we got like, we're very close to getting the votes, so I'm gonna play the commercial really fast. This is the commercial that he's asked me to play.
Mrs. Shaheen.
Did you bring protection?
Oh, yeah.
I left it at home. It's just a little uncomfortable.
Sounds like you've never used JM4 Tactical before. Lined with leather for your pleasure. JM4 Tactical's magnetic holsters keep your piece securely in place without the need for a belt. So when you slide it in,
Feels like there's nothing there.
click the link to get your hands on your own holster or go to jm4tactical.com.
Mr. Heinrich,
No, you guys can do a Smith & Wesson 915 with a Romeo 0.
Yes, we should be able to.
So whatever crazy holster fantasy you have, they can do it, most likely. And if they can't do it, he's just going to tell you, no, we can't do that.
Yeah. And all you got to do is call 325-704-5015. Or you can jump on our website and they'll be able to chat with you also right here in Abilene, Texas.
Yeah, it's coming
And
out
like
to you
like
guys.
John's
All right, see.
like John
We got
said, I'm sure
56.
this sounds like a
On the holster for the Olat Valkyrie,
I'm not sure who voted yet or not.
Yeah, but this is to limit debate, so it's a procedural thing. It's not the actual vote.
It's not the actual thing, but if
means-
they get above
Correct.
60 here,
Rounds,
it's
Mr. Rounds,
definitely
no.
gonna will pass because it's gonna pass. But this means
Yeah.
it will go to a floor vote, and this basically the filibuster. This is where the filibuster comes in. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to show this so people learn. This is where the filibuster comes in. To end debate, you need 60 votes. If you don't get 60 votes, debate can't end. Therefore, it can never be voted on. So if they get 60 votes here, that will kill the filibuster. That will give a supermajority, and then they'll do a floor vote, which will probably happen right after this.
You think they're going to do a voice vote?
They're gonna do probably what this is. They're not gonna do like an eye.
All right. So I just went through this. The only dissenting opinion was Breyer. There were supporting decisions by I think it was Gorsuch and Amy Coney Barrett.
I mean, the dissenting decision was
Mr.
written by
Inhofe,
Breyer,
no.
but what happens is they can all agree to that dissent, say, hey, we all agreed, that's why we dissented. Or they can say, I dissent, but I dissent for a different reason. And then that's when you would get different dissents.
interesting
Civics class with Crump.
civics class with girl.
You're learning about filibuster, procedural votes, Supreme Court decisions.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
this is
the big day in
this is crazy
guns.
stuff. Yeah, I mean this is oh hold on. So I may misunderstand. So I was under the impression that if we hit 60 yeses, that it immediately goes to the floor to be voted on.
Murkowski, aye.
It could, yeah. They could just like say, okay, now let's do a vote. So 60 yeses means yes. It's
Mr.
boom.
Carper, aye.
It can go to the floor for a vote.
Yeah.
So
I tried
one
to
more
call-
vote, and it's a done deal basically.
I tried to
Because-
call
So,
our
sorry.
state senator, and his voicemail was full last night.
Tell everyone who your senator is. One of your senators.
John Corney, or how do you say his
Corney.
name? Corney. I call him Corny because that's what he.
Yeah, John Corden,
Yeah, I
the guy
called
that
him.
led the gun control charge.
Yes, and I called, left, and we wrote that article, but we got that article out. I sent
Yeah,
him,
I do the articles, and I do write the
Yes.
press releases. I will be totally honest. And apparently, I didn't tell you this, but some anti-gunners are circulating your press release
Uh-oh.
because I got some responses saying "F you."
Good.
And you,
So I'm
let
like,
you
hey,
be
man,
judged
that's
by
good for
your
SEO, right?
friends and your enemies.
Yes. So what you're
Mr.
saying is,
Blumenthal, aye.
Oh, and there we go.
All right,
They
we're
got
at 60.
we're making anti-gun people mad.
And making liberals cry. So yes. So let me correct what I said earlier. Alito, Kavanaugh,
South
and
Carolina,
Barrett wrote
no.
concurring opinions.
Yeah.
I said Gorsuch, so I just want to correct that.
Okay. So right now there so the filibuster is
Ms.
now
Lummis, no.
can't really be used to stop it.
Yep. So we are it's highly likely that this is going to pass.
No, unless a meteor hits.
One could only hope. Just kidding. I would never want anything bad to happen to
John,
anyone.
I'm fixing to have to go pick up my son.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on, Chad.
I appreciate
thank you.
y'all. Anytime. Y'all
And thank
let
you
me know.
for being just a Chad.
Chad.
Yeah, thank you for being a pro 2A company.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it. Wait, get that challenge out there. Serious. I want people to accept.
We
that.
will.
More of a stand up. Better off we're going to be.
Fear of
Yeah.
firearms.
Hell yeah.
All right.
If one of those sex rabbits.
I'll give you a call.
Let's chat if we can chat about those mag carriers, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Just don't forget
You got
about
my
me.
cell, right?
Yeah, I do.
Shoot me a message. I need to look at some of this stuff. But yeah, shoot me a message and I'll get back with you today, brother. All right.
Nice. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Hey,
John
not a
Corden
problem.
has
Hey.
committed political hair
All right, brother. Take it easy.
All right. Bye.
Well,
y'all.
what John
Doesn't matter. Is he
Corden
not running?
No,
Is he
he's
retiring?
running in 2026, so he's hoping that everyone forgets about this.
Wow.
Yeah. So right now, there is 15 votes that still need to come in. No problem, Jacob. Of course, I read stuff. Sometimes you get some good stuff. So the vote has
Ms.
been
Rosen,
limited.
aye.
I just wish they would have all, because they all know they will wait for their moments to try to, get their moment in the sun and whatnot. But yeah, let's see here. What else do we have? Here, give me 1 second here. Ooh. I'm gonna have to post that EOTech thing later on. The great deal on EOTechs. Post at my locals later on today.
Mr. Brasso, no.
Did you see Chrome Guru's message? He said, "Who are the 25 that voted no? I'd like to buy them a steak dinner."
Actually, Rick Scott, which was a surprise. He changed.
Yeah, and mind you, he was standing right behind Mitch McConnell when Mitch McConnell was announcing the bipartisan gun control. So he was mugging for the photo op. So Rick Scott is dead to me.
Marco Rubio. They both voted against it, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They would have voted for it. They
Yeah,
just
if
were
they
told
didn't have
they get a pass.
Yeah. Rand Paul.
We know Rand Paul was never going to vote for it.
Yeah. Ted Cruz.
Mr. Markey. Aye. Mr.
Give me a
Grassley.
second.
No.
All right, so I don't know if you guys saw Mike Concho asked, can you break down real quick what this vote is for? So it's just a procedural vote to close debate, and so they can vote on the actual bill.
Yeah,
What's
so
up,
they can vote
CRS?
on the
Love
gun
you,
control
bud.
bill. Basically, if they didn't have 60 yeses, they cannot end debate, and it cannot go to a floor vote.
So for those of you just joining us, read the crawl. Short of it is, all states in the United States are now shall issue, because New York were dicks, and this went to the Supreme Court. Thank you,
I don't
New York
know,
State, for being dicks.
Evan wants to know, can I get a JM4 tactical holster that says Boomer Sooner? I don't know. You're gonna have to ask. You're gonna have to
Mr.
call.
Bennett, aye.
Yeah. So the debate is being closed. I'm looking at a bunch of press releases coming out from a bunch of different places. FPC just sent out theirs. And then ask for a donation.
So on Truth Social, Trump says Mitch McConnell's push for Republican senators to vote for gun control will be the final straw, just like he gave away the debt ceiling and got nothing in return, or handed the Dems great soundbite in victory with the infrastructure bill, which is actually about to be the new Green Deal. He is now forcing approval of the first step in taking away your guns. Republican senators should not vote for this career-ending bill. Amen, brother.
I don't like Trump that much, but I gotta agree with him.
Whoever wrote that got the language in right.
Yeah, this is gonna annoy Hawaii.
It's like, okay, Trump, now do bump stocks.
Yeah, this is gonna annoy Hawaii with a ruling from the 9th district that you don't have a right to, have to conceal an open carry. Boom. Yep, that is a big thing. Where the 9th says you don't have a right to. Well, guess what? You do.
Bada boom.
Bada boom, bada bing, hey.
Oh wow, it's dark still here.
Yeah, I was like, did Dark drop? What's going on?
Mr. Warnock.
Dark, are you in a top secret location?
Warnock is, of course, is going to vote yes. So we had 28 no's, 64 yeses. Once this hits, once everyone votes, then we'll see what happens next.
I'm gonna have to drop off, guys. Man.
All right. Well, you have fun. Enjoy
I appreciate
your day.
Dark show tonight, sometime between 9 and 10, 9:30 and 10:30.
No, it'll probably be 9:47.
Mr. Moran, no.
No, I just want to say thank you guys for you guys doing this, for keeping the awareness out there, for allowing my channel to be simulcasted with y'all's. I really appreciate that. I think, although I disagree with everything that goes on, you know, you hear me complain about it constantly at nauseum, but I'm glad that we had the win, and I'm expecting peaks and valleys in this fight. But I'm grateful for all you guys, for all the viewers, for you guys, for Chad, JM4, just all y'all. Appreciate you guys.
Okay, John Kimball wants to know what is stopping activist counties from just going on business as usual and not enforcing shall issue status. Well, if they reject anyone, basically that will void their whole entire law, and then they would become constitutional carry. So they don't want to do that, so they're going to obey the law.
Yeah, they can't just overlook this. They can't create artificial backups. They can't impose unreasonable fees. They can't. I mean, there's a lot of things that they're not
Ren,
going to be able to
basically,
do.
you saw what happened with Ren when people were walking around the National Mall with freaking guns, open carrying guns in the streets of DC because they screwed around too much and the courts got pissed off.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all.
No.
For my subscribers and viewers that are here, I appreciate you. For anybody that is not familiar with my channel, no, I usually don't broadcast from my vehicle wearing a suit jacket. Usually, my channel is it's freedom, independence, firearm building channel. I think that's probably the most accurate way to describe it. And it's called DLD After Dark, and we go live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Ooh.
Hold on. Before we go, I got a message from
Man Against the Masses.
Mr. Sass, no.
You got to go full screen.
You got to play the audio because he's singing.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. I see his name. I thought you meant full screen on my.
On your device.
Unfold it, man.
All right. This is the last time.
Wow. Let me guess. That's Man Against the Masses, right?
That's Man Against the Masses. Of course, it's Man Against the Masses. Man Against the Masses is our resident meme lord.
He is the 9:30-ish dark. You're right. HK Slap. Love you too. Y'all take it easy. Thank you. Appreciate all you guys. And no matter what happens, just remember, you can always carry a firearm.
It's a Samsung Galaxy Fold 3, so it folds out, folds back in.
It's fucking witchcraft. Oh, I'm sorry. It's freaking witchcraft is what it is.
Yeah, it's the one with the foldable screen.
Yeah, man. That screen be folding. All right, y'all. Take it easy.
Use it.
See you, man.
Wolverine!
There you go. Yeah. All right. So basically, right here we have 95 votes, and yeah, it costs it runs the same price as the new iPhones. We have 95 votes. The iPhone Pro Max.
Mr. Padilla, aye.
So we had 94 votes to go, and 15 Republicans voted for this piece of crap legislation. Which means I think the final 4 will be Republicans. So we'll see
Well,
what
I
happens.
mean, are all 100 senators present?
That's a good question. I don't know. Senators miss votes all the time. I don't think this one is one that they're going to want to miss. Detective John Kimball, there is you can get a Pine phone, but Pine phones are not as user friendly as any other phone on the market. Rich had a Pine phone, right?
Actually, I have one. I've never fired it up.
Oh. Pine phones are not on Google, or they're on a Linux distro. Can SCOTUS slap this moment it passes under the New York State Pistol Rifle Association
Mr.
president
Cruz,
as a
no.
blanket bans a whole class of people? No, this is a different thing. So Ted Cruz just voted no, which I knew was gonna happen. Sorry, you might hear a little ding every once in a while. It's just because I'm in I consult for GOA. So.
Mr. Lee, no. Mr. Braun, no.
But the decision did say that polling places and courthouses, they can ban firearms. So there's that. So we're almost there, guys. No, I am not a lawyer. I just play one on YouTube. No, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an Esquire. I do report on a lot of legal stuff, and I do talk to a lot of attorneys. I was like at one point in my life going through to become a lawyer, but my life took me in a different direction. I wouldn't trust a Democrat near a political area either. All they do is assassinate and terrorize. Morningstar, pretty good. The yes to no ratio, 65 yeses, 34 no's, and
So there's one vote outstanding.
yeah. And that vote is going to be a no. There's Ted Cruz, you see right there.
Mm-hmm.
John was going to become a lawyer, but then he ate some of Dark's gas station gummies. No, I don't F with that stuff. Do not F with that stuff. See, the final vote, I don't see anyone walking up. Remember during the Obamacare when they were voting to kill Obamacare and they needed one more vote to kill Obamacare? And
Mr. McConnell.
Mitch McConnell.
Aye.
Aye. So 16 Republicans crossed over.
Bunch of.
And that was Mitch McConnell right there voting aye. Final vote. But John McCain ran in and like didn't if he would have voted to kill Obamacare, would kill Obamacare, and he goes like this. Because he hated Trump so much.
What a jerk.
On this vote, the yeas are 65, the nays are 34. 3/5 of the senators duly chosen and sworn having voted in the affirmative, the motion is agreed to. Cloture having been invoked, the motion to refer the amendments thereto fail.
So the Feinstein amendment
Mr. President.
failed.
The senator from New Mexico.
Mr. President, like many of my constituents in New Mexico, I am a gun owner. I have a sincerely held respect of law-abiding gun ownership.
But
Many of my own most cherished memories involve the responsible use of a firearm to feed my family and to forge memories with my sons and my closest friends. But those same sons grew up doing active shooter drills in their classrooms, something that would have
There's always
been
a but.
absolutely unimaginable when I was their age.
the
And
butt
just this
monkey.
spring, my son's high school was on lockdown when I arrived due to a nearby shooting that actually involved students from that high school. That type of experience has become all too common in our country. The gun violence our communities are experiencing is appalling and it's unacceptable. It's evident from the unthinkable mass shootings that we've witnessed in Uvalde and Buffalo and Tulsa and Vestavia Hills and El Paso. And it's evident in the mounting number of gun homicides and gun suicides that have taken tens of thousands.
Well,
of
the
lives
vote's not
each
going to
year.
be right away. It's going to be today or
My home state
tomorrow,
of New
as you can
Mexico
see.
continues to struggle with
They're
one of
going
the
to
highest
do
rates of
votes.
gun
So I
deaths in
think
the
we're,
country.
I think
And
we
in recent years, far too
we've
many New Mexicans
run out of gas
have
here. We can
lost
go and do
friends,
other stuff.
Wait, is
family
it Clarence
members
Thomas's
to this
birthday today?
epidemic of violence.
And he gave
I
himself a good birthday
personally
present.
refuse to accept the idea that we are
It
so
is.
divided in this country that we can't do something to make this situation better.
All right, guys.
And a
Oh
number
my
of
God.
colleagues from both sides of the aisle to try and chart a meaningful path forward. Over these past weeks, we have engaged in challenging but productive conversations. We found areas of agreement on real solutions that we can and we will pass here in the United States Senate. Our bipartisan negotiations.
Governor
and
of
the
New York
legislation
Hochul
that-
says, reacting to the 2A ruling, we can have restrictions on speech. You can't yell fire in a theater. This is one of the worst lines ever. That line comes from another SCOTUS case that justified putting anti-war activists in prison, and the precedent was overturned over 50 years ago. Now, the cult, you have the freedom of speech, and the only thing freedom of speech needs to protect is the most hated speech, because you would not need protection on speech that people like.
You would
The
need protection
problem-
of popular speech.
Right. The problem with that phrase, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater, is your right to say whatever you want is protected. It's the call to action that if you call for a riot or you cause problems with your speech or encourage riotous activity, that is what is prohibited. Your ability to say those things is not. And so anybody that uses the fire in a crowded theater is a mental moron. They have no idea what they're talking about.
Yep, that is true. All right, guys, I think we're gonna end it here. We did about 2 hours 40 minutes covering that, and also the Senate vote to close debate. So the gun control is going to go through. I mean, now they don't need 10, then they just need 1, and they have 15.
So they just need 51 votes, is basically
Yeah, so we're not going to stop.
simple
whatever.
majority.
Yeah, simple majority now, so we're not going to stop that. But we'll get that vote
So,
either today or tomorrow.
Crumpy, you're on a show with Iraq Veteran on his channel. Is that released today?
Yes, that's gonna drop later on today. It's a show. Eric invited me on his show. He is gonna do something where he's gonna be interviewing different people, and
Very cool.
I'm number 1. The number 2 guy, which is gonna be big, but I'm not gonna break that.
Oh, I know who it is.
The Feinstein Amendment is not being added. That failed.
So let's see. Are we going to do a show at 5 o'clock?
Well, I don't
Show
know.
or
I mean,
no
we
show?
did 3 hours, so
Yeah. I mean, if you're okay with not, I'm okay with not.
no, yep, no show today because we did 3 hours, and with that, I guess we are out of here.
So let me
Thank
pick my
you.
channel while
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
here.
Hold on, we will.
Okay.
But thank you so much. We are brought to you by 1776 Supply Co. 1776 Supply Co. is a great, great place to get firearms parts. Thank you so much for 76 Supply Co. Do you have 60 votes or not? They had 65 to close debate. So the filibuster is no longer in play.
So they just need a simple majority to pass the gun
Correct.
control. 51
Correct.
votes.
I want to thank Rich. Let me thank the people who are not here anymore. I'm going to thank Chad from JM4 Tactical, jm4tactical.com, where you can get really cool holsters. He came on. Also, I want to thank DLD After Dark. Check him out at DLD After Dark. And I want to thank my co-host Rich, which you can follow at Flying Rich on YouTube, flyingrich_official on
The Grams.
Instagrams, flyingrich.locals.com if you want to support this guy that looks like a turtle. Joking, you don't look like a turtle. I don't know why people
Thanks.
keep on telling you look like a turtle. Or you can follow him on MySpace. And
You can be
he's
my
looking for
second
his
friend.
He's looking for his second friend. He has Tom, and now he wants a second friend. So with that, I think we're going to get out of here. If you're watching on my live channel, check out John Crump News. If you're watching on my news channel, check out John Crump Live. Real John Crump on Instagram, johncrump.locals.com. If you want to support the work I do a lot of good work, and I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes for the community with that money. And Rich will tell you that I do. But yeah, that is it. Where's the flying turtle meme? I don't know. It was
Somebody sent me that.
Yeah. But if Safety Harbor Firearms, if you want to do a show with us later, let me know. We'll do one. If not, then we won't do one. We'll see. Oh my goodness. I was the bearer of good news too. Guns, water. I just give the news, whether it's good or bad. And thank you so much for watching. We are out of here, and